In today's video, we're going to bulletproof your second serve. I know that for so many tennis players out there, the second serve can be a great source of frustration and anxiety. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover about 3 things that I see you guys doing on your second serve that's making you double fault. And I'm going to show you how to stop doing this. And I'm also going to give you a bulletproof tennis drill, a serve drill, that if you do it over time, your second serve will become bulletproof. You'll be able to go up there with confidence and not worrying about throwing in a flurry of double faults. And you'll eliminate your double faults to 3 double faults or less in a match. So if that sounds good to you, let's get into today's video. Okay, so the first thing I see is people doing what I call a push throw second serve. Let me explain what this means. You're a little bit nervous to really go for your second serve, which is going to require you to do if you're going to be consistent with your second serve. If you're in the continental grip, this video is for people who are in the continental grip and you're trying to do all the quote-unquote right things on your serve. But you're not quite confident enough to really let the racket head just go through the ball at max racket head speed, which is what you're going to need for a really good second serve. So what you do is what I call a push throw. So there's too much of your shoulder being tight and kind of pushing at the ball and throwing at the same time. So this is obviously going to slow down your racket head speed. And then the ball ends up usually going long. You see the way that ball went long? It had spin on it. It had a lot of good ingredients, but the ball just carried long because you're too tight in your shoulder. And so you're trying to throw it, but you're also pushing a little bit, where if you're going to hit a really good second serve, you literally just got to let it go. You got to be throwing and nothing holding you back. So instead of coming up here and looking like this when you're serve, and you get so nervous and it just turns into a nightmare. I feel really bad when I see that happen to my students. So long term, you've got to build the trust to come up here and throw your racket head speed through the ball, and that's going to have it go in. Okay. Now, the next thing I see is maybe a little bit of lack of clarity in some coaching, to where we keep telling you you need to throw up at the ball, throw up at the tennis ball, and that's how you do it. And so I see a lot of people, when they go to serve, they'll kind of be coming under the tennis ball like this, okay? Almost like you're lobbing the ball. Well, that's not going to work on your serve. So if you come under the ball, again, your serve is going to be kind of like a flutter second serve. It looks like this when we're hitting. Watch. You're kind of going like that. And you're doing what I call a helicopter serve. And again, you're going to be able to put spin on it, but a lot of those balls are going to carry long. And so, yes, you want to get yourself into what I like to refer to as a tilt, to where your shoulders are in this position, okay? This is what I call a tilt. And all the pros, you see this, they get in this deep tilt. And so this is the way you're throwing up at the ball. But I want you to think about when you go to hit, you actually want to feel, your wrist kind of feels like it's snapping down, okay? You don't really feel like you're snapping up. You feel like you're kind of snapping down over the ball. So it's this idea of combining the 2 ideas, which is getting here and going in an upward position. But then by the time you hit, you want to feel like you're kind of snapping over the ball. And you'll notice a lot of pros, when they hit their serve, it's at the top of the string bread. It's not in that normal sweet spot, which is right in the middle of the racket. It's more towards the top of the racket when you freeze the contact point. So instead of looking like this, let me show you. Instead of looking like this on your second serve and getting under the ball, which makes the ball go long, you want to feel like you're getting over the top of the ball. So I'm going to get myself in a deep tilt, and I'm going to be hitting the ball towards the top of the strings. I'm going towards the top of the strings to get that ball to spin down in the box. Okay? And then the final thing, the third thing that I see, especially if you're really transitioning to a more correct technique, you probably just started out pushing or punching the ball, which is a good way to be consistent at 3-0 and 3-5 tennis, not even worrying about throwing your racket at the ball, being in that frying pan grip, and just coming here and kind of pushing forward, well, this is an easy, great way to get the serve in, and there's really nothing wrong with this in the beginning. A lot of coaches are going to tell you there's everything wrong with it, but I argue that, hey, there's probably thousands and maybe over the years, if not millions, of tennis players who've won a national title with that exact second serve at 3-0 and 3-5. It obviously gets tougher when you get to the 4-0, 4-5 level. It pretty much becomes impossible then, and then you have to do more of a correct technique. So, because you might be transitioning from that idea, you end up going close to your ear as you're hitting the serve, right? To push the serve in, you're serving by your ear. The pros, when they go to swing, the more you can actually go away from your ear, right? Swinging out there and really getting around the tennis ball, put spin on it, then you're going to have a more consistent, safe second serve. So that's the third and final tip, and I'm about to give you your bulletproof second serve drill, is to, instead of coming and swinging here, which I see a lot of recreational players do again, you want to be swinging out there, okay? You want to be swinging out and around the tennis ball, and that puts nice spin on. In fact, that was probably my best quote-unquote second serve. So let's get right into this bulletproof drill I'm going to give you. And if you do this, you will develop a great second serve with confidence in your matches. Okay, so here's the bulletproof serve drill. We're going to play a game against ourselves, and we're going to hit a first and a second serve. And I want you to intentionally miss your first serve, but I want it to be where if people were watching, they couldn't tell that you were trying to miss your first serve. It kind of looks like you're throwing a fight in a professional way, like no one actually knew. They showed up to the fight, no one actually knew you were intentionally throwing the fight. That's what I want it to look like. And so this is a great exercise because then it isolates the second serve, puts the pressure on the second serve, and also helps us correct a mistake because we missed our first serve. That's why we're serving a second serve in the first place. So I want you to say to yourself, okay, I'm going to miss this in the net, but I don't want it to be obvious that you're trying to miss the net. I don't want you to hit a serve like that. Oh, I hit it in the net, right? That was, you were obviously missing that in the net on purpose. I want someone to be watching you and not know that you actually tried to miss that serve in the net. You know, so it's just like a subtle miss in the net, maybe around the net strap. Okay, that's not a bad miss in the net. That's realistic. I don't know. Maybe it looked like I was actually trying to make that. So now I'm telling myself, all right, I don't want to miss my second serve in the net, so I'm going to correct this by staying up longer. Remember, max racket head speed. And there you go. So I made that second serve, and we're up 15 love. So now we're going to go to the next side, and this time we're going to intentionally miss our serve long. Okay, so this time I'm going to intentionally miss my serve long. Okay, so why I missed that serve long? The racket head speed was too slow. I took too long. I took too long to accelerate. So now I'm telling myself, okay, I need a quicker snap on the second serve. Got to stay up. Obviously, I have to put more spin on the ball. Second serve. There we go. Okay, so now we're up 30 love. Okay, we're trying to win these games, guys, at love eventually. In the beginning, if you're not winning at love, that's okay. But long term, you want to be winning these games at love. Worst case, losing just 1 point, 15, right? If we're like winning games 40-30, then we win the game, that's too close. If it's going to deuce, there's a problem there. Now, I don't mind the beginning when you do this for the first, couple of months. If you're transitioning, learning new technique, it's okay. But long term, you want to know, you want to be holding it love. Okay, so now I'm going to miss this serve wide. So it's important to be able to have that feel to where you can intentionally miss your serves in your spots. Okay, that was a great miss. I don't think anybody would have picked that I was trying to intentionally miss that. Now I go to my second serve, and here we go. We're getting ready. Oh yeah, that's a tough second serve right there. So now we're up 40 love. Okay, so I think you get the drill. And over time, if you do this, you're going to be bulletproofing your second serve. If you like the idea of bulletproofing your game, then you want to sign up right now and get your free pass to TennisCon 7, because that's what this year's all about, is bulletproofing your tennis game with the best coaches on the planet. We know that tennis is a tough game, right? There's just the serve alone is hard, but then there's so much that goes along to developing really good technique. You got to hit a forehand, a backhand, slice shots, volleys, overheads. Each of those is their own skill set, has an art form to it, and there's so many shots. There's almost endless shots you can hit with each individual shot. So your technique's got to be great. Your tactics have to be great. Your tactics and your strategies have to be great. So we're going to teach you how to do that as well. We're going to help you bulletproof your strategies and your tactics so that not only are you hitting a great shot fundamentally, but you're hitting to the right spot. Because sometimes you can hit a great shot to the wrong spot, still lose the point. Then what else do you need? You need that physical conditioning. You need to stay injury-free. You got to be in great shape. You got to be quick. You got to have fast reflexes. We're going to teach you how to bulletproof your physical fitness on a tennis court at TennisCon 7. And then, of course, your mental toughness. Because what happens when you're having a bad day with your serve, you're having a bad day with your forehand, sometimes you got to win with your B game. Sometimes you got to win with your C game. So we're going to teach you how to do that at TennisCon 7. So if this sounds great to you, if you'd like your entire game just tough as the nails and you want to bulletproof yourself, go to tenniscon7.com right now and we'll see you there. And we're going to start this event in October. So you can sign up now and even sign up for your free pass, but even get some bonus videos if you sign up early. This is Pete. Sign off. Take care. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.